All right, everybody, welcome back to yet again another 2022-2023 season preview. Today we move on to the Anaheim Ducks. First on the alphabet, but these past couple of years have been last in the, well, not really last, but like near last in their divisions each season. But the good news is the future should be very bright for the Anaheim Ducks. But let's talk about last season, and last season wasn't even all too bad either. They went 31, 37, and 14 for 76 points. They had 232 goals and only let in 271. And obviously, they missed the playoffs. Their leading scorer was Troy Terry, who had a breakout year for Anaheim, 100% with 37 goals, 30 assists for 67 points. And then your goaltender was John Gibson with an 18, 26, and 11 record with a 3.19 goals against average. Obviously. It was a season that actually looked very promising for Anaheim. There were points where they looked very good, especially early in the season, and then they kind of just fell apart in the middle half, and by the end of the year, they had no luck of making the playoffs. It's unfortunate, but it happened, so they really can't get out of it now. But they did have quite an eventful offseason, 100%. Ryan Getzlaf, Sonny Milano, Sam Steele, Zach Aston-Reese, and Vinny Lettieri are some of the players that have departed from this team. So a quite big list there of players. Getzlaf obviously retired. Sonny Milano and Sam Steele, there were rumors of them being toxic in the locker room, so it makes sense why they didn't qualify them. Steele, as of right now, is obviously off to the Minnesota Wild. Zach Aston-Reese, I was surprised that they couldn't keep him around, but he can still be signed, but as of right now, no. And then Vinny Lettieri as well is another one of those players. You look at your acquisitions there, you have Ryan Strome, Frank Vetrano, Colton White, and John Klingberg was the newest one. So obviously there you have some players who are great adds to the offense, definitely. Strome and Vetrano definitely boost the top six a little bit more, playing probably second-line roles, both of them. And then White's obviously a good depth player. And Klingberg's a solid one-year deal. Really no risk for Anaheim, because if they do bad, they can just flip Klingberg off to some other team for like a pure rental trade. So it's not a horrible deal at all. I like it personally, and I think that is a good deal, 100% for Anaheim. You look at their projected lineup. Their lineup is much more different. Your top six is Adam Henrique, Trevor Zegras, and Troy Terry. Then you have Max Comtois, Ryan Strome, and Frank Vetrano. So obviously there you have some interesting players there. Zegras and Terry will look very interesting. McTavish, although I don't have him listed as a top six player, will definitely probably get top 6 minutes, 100%, maybe even first line with Zegras and Terry. Imagine that. That would be an unbelievable, unstoppable line for Anaheim there, obviously. Max Comtois is the interesting one for me, because really, he did not look that good last year. It took him a while to score a goal. He really struggled in that remarks, and that kind of does make me a little bit worried for what is to come for him, because he looked like he had some good potential as an Anaheim Duck. Not looking like that right now. Your bottom six here, you have Mason McTavish, Isaac Lundestrom, and Jacob Silverberg. Then you have Max Jones, Derek Grant, and Trevor Carrick. Then you have Sasa Pazustov, Benoit Oliver Gorelks, and Jacob Perreault as some extra forwards there. We'll see some of these young guys get time, 100%. We'll see Perreault get young time. We'll see Pazustov get time. Oliver Gorelks will get time as well. You see some players on this roster who are younger, definitely. This is a much more younger team than others. So I think they'll definitely get some more time out there on the ice. 100% guys like McTavish, obviously Lundestrom as well. Players who looked solid this past year. McTavish looked really good in World Juniors. Looking really promising right now for the Ducks, but we'll see how he transfers to the NHL level. You look at your defense now, you have Cam Fowler and John Klingberg as your first pairing. Then you have Urho Vakakainen and Jamie Drysdale as your second pairing. Then you have John Mahura and Kevin Shattenkirk as your third. And then you have Simone Benoit and Colton White as just some extra defenders there as well. But I would imagine guys like Zellinger, Hellison, guys like that, they will come into the lineup and play a little bit this season for the Anaheim Ducks. This team is extremely young, and the defense is a little bit weaker. A lot of more no-name type players than others. Fowler's looked solid. Klingberg's also looked good. So this team is interesting. I mean, they look like still, it's kind of a growing defense. I mean, like, you got players here who, they're mostly young. Like, Vakakainen's young. He showed some promise. Drysdale is also young, but then you got some old guys in this lineup too, like Shattenkirk. But I would imagine that maybe some of these players may get moved out next year, and maybe this defense gets younger and younger, and you start to train. Maybe they go out and get someone in acquisition, but who knows? Who knows what's up ahead? And like I said for John Klingberg earlier, if they're bad, Klingberg is a good player to just move out to another team as a pure rental. And then you can get at least maybe, Klingberg, he's got to be worth like a B-level prospect and like maybe a second-round pick. I don't want to overprice him and say, oh, he's worth a first. He might be. But I think that, the Ducks will definitely get something back more in return for him, obviously. As for your goaltending, too, you have John Gibson and Anthony Stolarz. Then you have Lucas Dostal as your third-string goaltender. I like that overall. Gibson and Stolarz seems like a good pairing. Stolarz really found his touch with the Anaheim Ducks and looked like a very solid backup. And Gibson, of course, the very solid starter. Likely shouldn't get traded. There's been looming rumors about that. The rumor mill has exploded with that. But that team does look, they're good in that remark. So it's time for some of your biggest questions. Will the ad get this team into the playoffs? Or will the additions, not the ad. The ad. Yeah, the ad. The ad that plays on my videos. Will the ads get this team into the playoffs? I don't think so. And I'm going to say that right now because really their only ads that are really of importance are Strome and Vetrano and Klingberg. But if they do bad, it's not a big deal at all because like I said, you can deal Klingberg somewhere else. And then Strome and Vetrano are locked up for a while so they can obviously develop with Anaheim. But I think it does bolster this team a lot more, makes them a little bit more better. I don't think it's playoff better though. Definitely not. And then the other question is, how will the young guys do? There's a lot of questions around a lot of these young guys. McTavish, Lundestrom, Perrault. I looked at his name. So this team has a lot of interestingly young players, so we'll see how these guys come into the lineup. They got a big future ahead of them, like that Pavel Mintyukov guy they selected in the draft. He's looking like a very solid defenseman as well. This team looks very interesting, and maybe some of these guys can contribute on the power play as well. The power play did take a big step up from last season. It was absolutely terrible in the 2021 season, but last year it was way better. So definitely I think that when you get these younger players like McTavish into that lineup, they will definitely do well, and Ziegler has played a huge role in why that power play was so good. You look at your point projections here for the Anaheim Ducks. You have Trevor Zegras leading the way with 66. Then you have Troy Terry in second with 65. Adam Henrique in third with 48. And then Ryan Strome in fourth with 43. And then Mason McTavish rounding out the top five with 41. So that is interesting there. I think McTavish is definitely a Calder candidate. He's looking really interesting for that Calder trophy. So I'm definitely putting him in that remarks. And he's also our sleeper or your bust. So let's take a look here. Ryan Getzlaf retirement leaves the Ducks with a big void in their top six, paving the way for Mason McTavish to step in right away. With his elite offensive talent and loads of playing time, McTavish will be a Calder frontrunner. Like I said, I know I have him listed as a third line forward, but I think he definitely will get top six and maybe even first line minutes as early as the beginning of the season. So I think that he's interesting for Anaheim. It depends how you want to do it, how you want to play him. Maybe put him in the minors for a little bit, but I think he's NHL ready, 100%. Taking a look at the Hockey News' yearbook, their cup odds are 50-1, so that is significant there. Obviously, this team's not a cup team yet, but they're getting there. Leading the brass here. Verbeek has made some bold personnel decisions in his short time as GM. He picked up the fourth-year option for on-coach Dallas Eakins' contract near the end of the last season. How patient will Verbeek be if Eakins... or with Eakins if things go sour early? That's a big question heading through 2022-23. The Ducks are expecting to be better 100%. I think that is playing a role. So what we're wondering here is that how, if they're bad next year, like it said in this, will they fire Eakins? Because, I don't know. Eakins, it doesn't seem, and to some people, they might not even know who Eakins is. And they might not think that he's a coach that can really get the Ducks over the hump. Maybe that's the case. We'll see next season, though. And now the question is, do they make the playoffs? That's your biggest question right now for Anaheim. And I think right now it is safe to say no. But I think they're definitely trending in the right direction. I think they'll probably be around 6th, maybe 5th, chasing a wild card spot. But I don't think this team's going to be over the top and makes the playoffs. They could be a team that surprises people, though. I'm definitely going to admit that they could surprise me, and I'd be happy because this team is going to look very entertaining in the coming seasons. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching. For all your support as of late, I really do appreciate it. Excuse me. Make sure to subscribe down below if you're new. We're getting really close to 2,000 subscribers. We're around like 80 away, so every sub counts. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Adios.